Hi, this is Kathleen Burns Kingsbury, and today I'm going to talk to you about the financial professional worksheet that goes with the Family Money Talks program. This particular program was developed in collaboration with me and Hartford Funds. And so, what I hope to do in the next couple of minutes is just give you some tips and tools on how to engage your clients in conversations about intergenerational wealth and talking as a family about money. Why is this so needed? It's needed because 67% of affluent families actually admit that they haven't talked to the next generation about money or their inheritance, and some don't even plan to do so. The dilemma is if we don't prepare the next generation to receive wealth, they are more likely not to be able to manage the wealth, to be surprised by the wealth, to have hurt feelings, or to feel some sort of resentment. This ultimately can lead the next generation to be very unhappy about the inheritance, to potentially not know how to manage that inheritance and waste that money away. And that brings us to the statistic that you've probably heard before, that a staggering 70% of families fail to successfully pass down wealth to the next generation. It isn't because of the technical aspects. It isn't because of the estate documents being written incorrectly. It typically is because families really struggle to talk about money. There is a money talk taboo in our society. I am dedicated to busting that money talk taboo wide open. And in participating in this program and using the resources that we've designed, you too are participating in helping us break the cycle of families not effectively talking about money and failing to pass down wealth. So, how do you go about doing it? First and foremost, you need to talk to your clients and ask them, are they having family money talks? What is important is to define family money talks. Often people are thinking, oh, that's just about the assets. That's just about the dollars and cents. Well, in fact, in the materials that we've developed, and in my viewpoint as a wealth psychology expert, author, and coach, I think it's really important to first, well before talking about the dollars and cents, to talk about 3 different areas of wisdom that you want to pass down to the next generation. These different areas really address how you think and feel about money, the purpose of wealth in your life, and why it is important for you to raise financially fit and responsible children, or next generation, as the case may be. Now, once you let your clients know that this isn't about them sitting down and sharing all the dollars and cents in their estate plan, they may be able to take a deep breath. And then they may have lots of questions. So if we're not talking about the dollars and cents, what are we talking about? Well, we are talking about the importance of identifying different things that need to be passed forward. We call these intelligences in the program. There is financial intelligence, emotional intelligence, and family intelligence. The idea with financial intelligence isn't to make everybody an expert in finance. That's your job as the advisor. What we want to do is just arm people with the basic information to allow them to be able to make good, sound financial decisions around spending, saving, gifting, and investing. Emotional intelligence is the next type of intelligence that we talk to our clients about, and that is having some insight into your relationship with money. Yes, believe it or not, we all have a relationship with money. Whether we talk about it, whether we acknowledge it, there are automatic thoughts and feelings that happen each and every day in our heads as we are making financial decisions, as we are interacting with money, as we are doing any of the daily activities, like buying a cup of coffee to transferring money to our savings account. The goal with emotional intelligence is to bring those thoughts to the forefront so your clients can then be able to understand, how do my thoughts affect how I feel about money, and how does it ultimately affect my behavior? The last type of intelligence is family intelligence. And this may be a familiar one for you as an advisor. It's really about helping families talk about the values that they live by, how they use their money in alignment to their values, and what their hopes and dreams are for the next generation. When you're introducing this concept and just trying to engage your clients in the dialogue, you don't need to get into the weeds. You just need to be able to explain the basics. What financial intelligence is, what emotional intelligence is, and what family intelligence is, and why those three things are important for the next generation to be able to receive wealth. Well, they're important because you have to have basic financial literacy, knowledge, and skills. You have to be able to be responsible around money. And what we have found in the field of behavioral finance is the more insight you have into the relationship with money, the more emotional intelligence you have around finances, the more likely you are to make good, sound decisions and or learn pretty quickly when you inevitably misstep here or there. That's just part of being human with money. The last one, the family values, is important often to parents, but it's also important because if we live in alignment with our values, we are more likely to be satisfied, successful. We are more likely to feel at peace with our relationship with money. And also, when we're aligned with our values, we feel better about our investments, our spending, our saving. It's just something that is so important, not to just talk about your clients in the context of passing on wealth, but also to talk to your clients in general. Now, with that said, let's talk about your role, because sometimes advisors hear that we are asking them to help their clients with family money talks, and they start to go, well, wait a second. I'm not a therapist. I hear that a lot. You don't have to be a therapist, nor should that be your role. An advisor who is working with clients and or families around helping them have intergenerational wealth conversations, helping them engage in family money talks, can choose to be a facilitator, is definitely a family ally. So you are trying to educate your clients and, when appropriate, the next generation as to why this makes sense. So you're on the family side. What you need to do is to educate them, to validate that this is sometimes hard, but that it's worth the effort and gets easier in time. And you need to be able to be there to coach them along the way. If you're able to do that, you are then going to go a long way in helping the clients that you serve have more effective conversations with the next generation to be able to avoid the fate of not successfully passing down wealth, and for you to get an opportunity to foster trust, build loyalty, and potentially and hopefully meet the next generation in an environment where you can start to show them your value. Because my hope is they are your future clients. So I hope you are inspired to break money silence with your clients, to help them engage in family money talks, and to use the resources that Hartford and myself have designed in order to make this a more effective, satisfying, and experience, and also a business growth opportunity. This is Kathleen Burns Kingsbury saying thank you very much for checking out these resources.